Very good morning to my dear students and welcome to our social science class. So in the previous class we discussed about the places and why people travel from one place to another, and next we discussed about the origin of our country name India. Today we will discuss about the how can we find the evidence about past. So the sources we will discuss very precisely, and please go through the video very carefully, listen it properly. If there is any doubt, please feel free to ask me. And regarding the assignment, I'll update it soon. Go to the chapter very properly till wherever I have explained. If there is any doubt, feel free to ask me. Thank you, have a nice day, and God bless you. A very good morning to my dear students and welcome to our social science class. So in the previous class we learned about why people travel from one place to another, or we can say one subcontinent to another. And next we learned about the origin of our name of the country India. So today we are going to start with the new topic, that is finding out about the past. So in this topic we learn basically about how to find our past, what are the sources with the help of whom we can find our past. So one of the source is to read books that were written long ago. So one of the source from where we can learn about the past is by reading books which were written in the past. So these books which are written in the past are known as manuscripts. And here it is been taken from the Latin word manu, which means hand. Okay, manu means hand, means it's written by hand, and script means whatever even took place, whatever being written, that is known as scripts, and the event which were written by hands are known as manuscripts, right? So these were usually written on palm leaves or on specially prepared bark of a tree known as the birch. For example, this is a tree, so the cover, the skin area, this is known as birch, and mostly these trees are found in Himalayas. All right. So first of all, we learned about manuscripts, which are the written books which are being written long ago. They are the old books which are written but with the help of hand, and or they are written on palm leaves, and sometimes they are also written in the bark of a tree known as birch, and this tree basically grows in Himalayas. So what happened, we came to know about the manuscripts, and basically what happened, these manuscripts were written in palm leaves or bark of a tree, so mostly it was damaged by insects because they eat it, right? So this is a very true example, or you can say example of a manuscript which is written in the bark of a tree known as birch, and this is a palm leaf. Okay, I guess often we will, when you will go to museum, basically once you have visited you have visited Kalakshetra, right? In Kalakshetra you often see the previous manuscript written by our authors, right? So those are also known as manuscripts which are written in the earlier days, talking about the events and with many other topics. So even though the manuscripts were damaged or destroyed due to insects, but some of them have still survived and often preserved in where temples. So manuscripts are mostly found in temple and monasteries. Temples you already know, and monasteries are the places where basically the monks live. These monasteries came from the idea of Buddhism. Now monks are the people who travel to one place from one place to another for to impart knowledge and values and moral ethics to the people. So this is a spelling of monks, MONKS, right? And these books dealt, let us know whatever old books we have as a manuscript, we say what these books talks about. They talk about the subject like religious beliefs and practices, that how people did rituals, what were the traditions, what were the practices were done in the earlier period. Then they tell about the lives of the king, they tell about medicines and science, everything. And besides that, there were epics, poems, plays, etc. Many of these were written in Sanskrit. So whatever was written in manuscript, mostly the language which was used was Sanskrit. And another one more language was used is Prakrit. Prakrit is like an ordinary language which is spoken by every one of us. Like ordinary people can speak those language and understand that language, and it was very easy also. And one more language, that is Tamil, right? So we have come to know that manuscripts are very important. They are the old books. They were written in palm leaves or sometime in the bark of a tree known as birch, which are found mostly in Himalayas. And secondly, although they were destroyed, but many of them are available, and it is enough to know about what happened in the past. Also, the manuscripts dealt with the topics like religious beliefs, practices, lives of king, how they live, medicines and science. And also, besides manuscripts, there were epics, poems, plays, etc. What happened in those eras, and what are the poems written by the various author and poet. Everything was written in the manuscripts. And what language it was used? Sanskrit, Prakrit, and Tamil. So next we have inscriptions. So inscriptions, these are written on relatively hard surface. So the difference between inscriptions and manuscript is that inscriptions are written in hard surface such as stone or metal. Sometimes kings got their orders inscribed so that people could see, read and obey them. Just like in our SFS school, we have written rules and regulations that we have to come by 7:55, we have to reach school by 7:50, we have to wash our hands, there is a toilet, everything is being written in a rules and regulation. Likewise, in that period, all these rules and regulations were written in stones or metal objects. And also in the inscription, they inscribe about the men and women, including kings and queens, and what they did, right? And also, king used to inscribe or write about the victories and the battle they won in the metal or any hard surface. So this is a example of the small inscriptions which was written by the king known as Ashoka. It is found in Kandahar, present-day Afghanistan, right? So out here, orders were given by Ashoka, and this particular script was translated into Aramaic and Greek languages, right? So here's a question, students. Can you think of the advantages of writing on a hard surface? So the advantage is that it does not get destroyed by the insects, and what could have been the difficulties? The difficulties that in writing, because it takes a lot of time and energy to write in the metal object because it's very, very hard, right? So we came to know about two important source of finding our past, that is inscriptions and manuscripts. And next, let us see. There were many other things that were made and used in the past. Those who study the past are known as archaeology. So now we are going to study about the subject known as archaeology, or a person who study objects, past objects are known as archaeologists. They study the remains of buildings made of stones and bricks, paintings and sculptures. They also explore and excavate, means khudai, dig under the surface of the earth to find tools, weapons, pots, pans, ornaments and coins. Some of these objects may be made of stones, then bones, means haddi, then baked clay, that is mitti, or metal. Objects that are made of hard, imperishable substance are usually survive for a long time. Now, when we say about imperishable, it does not get destroyed very easily. Like the metal object, it does not get destroyed very easily, unlike the bark of a tree or a palm leaf. So, archaeologists are the people who study the objects, and mostly they take the topics like they dig out the objects to find weapon, tools, pot, pans, ornaments that were used by the earlier people, and they also try to find about the remaining bricks which is made of stones, paintings and sculptures to find out about the past, what happened in the past, how people live in the past, what was the lifestyle. So this is about archaeologists and a subject known as archaeology. So my dear students, you can see here a very true example of a pot from an old city. Pots are like this were used about 4,700 years ago. On the right side, we have silver coins, such as this one were used about 2,500 years ago, right? So these are the coins there, which is made of terracotta. right? So archaeologists who look for bones of animals and bird and fish to find out what people ate in the past. So basically, archaeologists try to find even the bones of animal, fish or bird to know that what people ate in that era. Plants remain survive far more rarely if seeds or grains or pieces of wood have been burnt. So what happens if it's not burnt, it remains, but if the plants are burnt, then what happens? The remains are difficult to find. So there's a question. Do you think clothes is found frequently by archaeologists? Of course, a very big no, because clothes get destroyed and decomposed very easily. So at last we came to the end of this topic, and we came to know about that the source word is used as to define information which we can find from manuscripts, inscriptions, and archaeology and hence once you find a particular object, it becomes an adventure for a archaeologist or a historian to know more about that particular event which took place in that particular era. So for today, we will wind up the topic, and thank you. Have a nice day. God bless you. Please go through the chapter very thoroughly and the video which I have given you. I'll update the assignment shortly. Thank you.